go see a good, nice boy in a good, nice theater. This is We Have Concerns. Hi, Jeff Canada.
Hi, Anthony Carboni.
Hello, concerned citizens. Look, we don't usually do this because we don't want to make anybody feel left out. But in the pre-show today, which you can get by heading to patreon.com/wehaveconcerns, we were just talking about Superman.
Yeah.
Which is one of our favorite guys.
Favorite
out of all the
guys.
guys.
We were both holding our breath, I think, for the movie, and we had a really fun convo about it.
Yeah. And something that we didn't get into that I want to get into about Superman today, and you don't need to see the movie to talk about this with us, and you don't need to hear our conversation previously to talk about this with us, but boy, was it good. Patreon.com/wehaveconcerns. Jeff, I want to talk about the difference between cool and good.
Okay. All right.
Because I think historically, if you try to define what cool is,
Yeah.
good isn't always in there, right? Like, you don't have to be good to be cool.
Definitely not. Yeah. In fact, a lot of things that aren't so good are cool. In fact,
Yeah.
being good often historically kind of excludes you from being cool, right? You're too
Right.
good, you're not cool.
Right. Listen, I'll tell you something. I don't get invited to any cool parties.
Oh, me neither.
Never have, never will.
It's because you're
Is it
so
because
good.
I'm a good person? Or is it because I'm an annoying guy?
You know,
I like to think that it's because I'm a good person.
right. That's what I was going to say. That's what I was going
Right.
to say.
Well, I don't care what you were going to say. And that's the mark of a good person. And it's interesting because it's everybody people always talk about cool, like, oh, you just know when something's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, you can just tell when somebody's cool. I can't describe cool, but I know what it is. Well, fuck that. We're a science podcast.
Let's define it.
I want data. I want data about being cool.
Yeah.
Like an 80s movie starring Patrick Dempsey or something. Like a weird science.
Yes.
I want data on how to be cool. I want to by the end of I want to she's all that moment. I want to know exactly what's going to turn somebody into being cool. And it turns out, Jeff, they've done the work.
They have? We can inject cool into people now?
That's right. Cool people didn't do this work.
No.
No. Smart people did this.
That's right.
That's
There's
right.
nothing
Cool and smart.
about- The only way you even begin this work is because you're so far from cool that you need to examine it from the other side of the room.
That's right. I'm so far away from cool that I'm looking through a telescope and I'm seeing cool that happened 15 years ago.
That's right. Yeah.
That cool is just getting to me.
That's right. We're analyzing the residue of cool because we can't even approach it.
That's right. And so I thought to myself, kindred spirits.
Yes. These are my people.
This is a team from the University of Arizona and the University of Georgia, and it was published in the Journal of Experimental Psychology, and it's just called Cool People.
Cool people. I like this.
And they said,
original title had a question mark at the end.
Cool People? The original question is, where are the cool people? Can I go?
Will you call me?
Will you let me come with you? You don't have to call me cool, but if I can just go.
Yeah, just include me.
Yeah. But they wanted to talk about this too, because it does seem that when you ask everyone, they go, there's a je ne sais quoi of the whole thing.
That's right. Yeah. The Miles Davis, right? The birth of the cool, right?
Birth of cool.
Birth of the cool. And Miles Davis would not be described as good. I mean, he's good at what he did, but as a moral value judgment, I don't
know. He's Iron Man's best friend.
I think you have the wrong Miles Davis.
He's Iron Man's best friend. He's a war hero.
I don't know.
He's got cool armor.
We're not talking about superheroes anymore. No, Miles Davis.
Not Miles Davis?
I read his autobiography, or not, I don't think it's auto. I read his biography, which is fascinating. But let me tell you something. I'm a big Miles Davis fan.
Yeah.
No one would describe him as objectively good.
No, terrible guy. If you haven't seen the Don Cheadle movie, see the Don Cheadle movie.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. But yeah, there's a lot of people who are publicly cool, and then you look at them and it's like, not good.
Not
good. But also, people, they asked, The Guardian picked up on this study and asked some people that they perceive to be cool what cool is. And one of the people is Philippa Snow, who is a writer and a cultural critic. She wrote the book, It's Terrible the Things I Have to Do to Be Me. She talks about female celebrities and femininity and the price of being a celebrity. And so she's kind of got an idea of what makes people cool. And she's like,
I'm just surprised you and I didn't get a call, is what I'm saying.
No, sure. But remember, this is British.
Sure. Yeah.
The Guardian.
Gotcha.
And they are not even allowed to call over here. They're so uncool. They're allowed to send over 2 panel shows a year.
Yeah.
And Love Island. And then nothing else. They are not allowed to talk to us in any other way because they're just not cool enough.
The only British person that's ever been described as cool is Idris Elba, and that's the end of it. Yeah.
You get one.
That's right.
You get one every generation. So she says that it's like that quote about pornography. It's tempting to say about both that you know it when you see it.
Right.
Chris Black, who's the co-host of the podcast How Long Gone, he talked about it and said, yeah, there's a je ne sais quoi of the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't really describe it. He also says, though, it's become a pretty general word. I don't think it has the gravitas it used to have.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And then they looked way back and they were like, well, what's, you're talking about the birth of cool, but what was like the real birth of people calling somebody cool? What's the earliest word that we would describe as the modern equivalent of it would be cool?
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that they found was in 1528,
Whoa.
Castiglione came up with that Italian word sprezzatura. Sprezzatura, a certain nonchalance.
Okay.
Which an ability to conceal all the artfulness of what you're doing and make it appear like you're doing it without effort.
I think that is the heart of it, right? Is sort of an aloofness, a high level of confidence and skill, but without any effort, without any commitment, a sort of a detached air about you.
Oh, I don't even care that I'm this cool.
That's right. Yeah.
Which I think like there are, and we'll get into this later, there are things that we identify as cool where if you go too far into that trait, maybe it's not seen as cool anymore.
Right.
Not caring is maybe not as cool as it used to be in this day and age.
Yeah.
But Joel Dinerstein, who taught a course called The History of Cool at Tulane University for 25 years, says that he associates cool with rebelliousness,
mm-hmm.
being charismatic, and self-authorization.
Oh, that's interesting. I like that.
I don't need your permission to do what I want to do. I'm going to do it because I know that it's the thing I want to do.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. Then we get into the 1970s and you have this idea of cultural capital came into play in the 1970s. That was the word that was used that was sort of, this person's just kind of everywhere. They're in the media. They have cultural capital.
Okay.
They're not rich. They're not powerful, but like,
they're cool.
Or not necessarily rich or powerful, but there's something about them that makes people want to know about them.
Right.
So it's less about a person and more about a carefully curated aesthetic.
I mean, I think we get at that just looking at the pure verbiage, right? Cool, in contrast to hot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Means something that is not agitated, that is not, volatile. It is the temperature is very steady. We are
mm-hmm.
very restrained. We are in control of ourselves at all times, right? There's a detachment, there's a level-headedness, and there's like a barrier between the observer and the one who's cool. That's why I think black sunglasses are often associated with. There's like a shroud, a sheen, a
Yeah.
barrier there between the interior life and the exterior presentation.
Yes, 100%. And one of the main influences on the idea of cool, one of the main sources of it, speaks to exactly what you're talking about. You know, you talk about Miles Davis, but you also talk about the word cool came from the Black American experience.
Yeah.
And that Black American experience was rooted in at that time and earlier, going back to slavery, was about, you can do whatever you want to me. I'm going to control my emotions.
Yeah.
I'm not going to let you see that you're getting to me.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
You can do these terrible things to me, but I'm not going to let you know that I'm breaking inside.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You cannot, I will outwardly show that you cannot harm me.
Yeah. Don't get hot.
Right?
Stay cool. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so that's sort of where the original word came from. So we've sort of come together, like we've sort of put together a sort of vocabulary here
Mm-hmm.
that we think of as potentially being cool, right? So, you know, we're talking about like, you know, not asking for permission. So sort of like adventurous, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
We sort of see like when you talk about like the Miles Davis or like the rock star of it all, like maybe there's some hedonism, definitely like extroverted, right? We would probably say extroverted in a way.
Mm-hmm.
So these are all things where, are these characteristics actually cool? And so here's where science comes in, and there's nothing cooler than putting things on a chart or a graph.
That's right.
That's what you, man, when Jeff says you probably don't want to know about Miles Davis, it's because he was constantly at home with a slide rule.
Yeah. He was like, they called him the master of spreadsheets. You know,
Mhm.
he was amazing at graphs of all kinds, you know,
Yeah.
bar, pie, what have you.
Yeah. And then you think about a generation later, Herbie Hancock, and you think about like electronic music and synths.
Yeah.
That only happened because Herbie Hancock was an early fan of Excel.
That's right.
He really loved Microsoft Access
Sure.
and databases, and just, he was like, oh, I can't wait to inventory my home.
Yeah.
And that's sort of where sort of electronic music and jazz came from.
That's right.
So here's what's up. They went around to 10 different countries, Jeff, because they want to see if not only if they can define cool, but if cool is universal.
Did they pick cool countries?
Well, you can tell me if they picked cool countries. These countries are divided into what they call weird and not weird regions.
Okay. All right.
Now, weird, we want to be careful here, right?
Wait, this isn't our qualification. This is these guys at the University of Arizona and Georgia?
Right. So weird is apparently in sociology or in psychology, like weird or cultural studies, weird is a known acronym. And weird means Western, educated, industrialized, rich, democratic.
I've never heard that before.
Me neither, dude.
That feels like something we should have run across before now.
It definitely does. And not only that, it also feels a little bit weird to have an acronym for it.
That is. It's a little weird to have an acronym, but it's also like it kind of writes itself, right? There, you know how you get some acronyms and it's like they were really trying hard to make, like SHIELD, for example, in Marvel.
Sure.
They were really trying hard. This one, you know, this feels like it kind of writes itself. That
yeah. It's and it's fun because when I think about these are qualities that we might think of as being particularly American, right?
Yeah.
Or being from an American point of view. Like, what does educated mean?
Right.
Right? Are we talking like, you know what I mean? This is coming from an American point of view or a Western point of view. And so I love that the acronym for it is weird. Like, hey, we're not saying that this is normal.
Yeah.
And we're
Yeah.
not saying that you should follow it. We're just saying this is a way to say countries that are sort of follow what we follow in the way that we look at it.
Yeah. It
You
reminds
know?
me of kind of the acronym WASP, which always felt
Yes.
to me like, I like that it's a wasp is something that maybe we don't want around all the time.
Right. We're describing a structure of power.
Yeah.
And we're describing it in a way where it's like, fuck this structure of power.
Right.
So you should know that the weird countries that were on the list were the United States, Australia, Germany, South Africa, and Spain.
Okay.
And then the non-weird countries are India, Turkey, Mexico, Chile, China, South Korea, and Nigeria.
Okay.
And then, interestingly, and I think interestingly culturally, even though China is included, Hong Kong is also included.
Okay.
And so they asked thousands of people in these different countries to figure out the difference between cool and good. And so what they did was they asked people to describe sort of in a sort of Eisenhower or Punnett square, where it's like, okay, this is cool and good.
Mm-hmm.
This is cool, not good. This is good and cool. This is good, not cool. Right?
Yeah.
And at first they asked people, okay, give me a person who is maybe cool and not good.
Nominate
me a person
from your country one cool.
Yeah, one cool, one ultra cool and good.
They better have nominated Chow Yun Fat. I'm just saying.
Dude.
The coolest.
The coolest of all. Like, listen, and here's why I was thinking about Superman. Superman is good and not cool.
Right.
It is 100% understood that Superman is not cool.
That's correct.
Doesn't want to be cool.
Right.
And the fact that he doesn't want to be cool is actually the coolest thing about Superman.
That's right. That's right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
There's what we're talking about. There's that sprezzatura.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who is cool and good? I mean, I guess if you were going to go with more DC superheroes, people would say Batman.
Yeah.
I don't think Batman's particularly good at this point.
I mean, I think sort of, if you, in an abstracted way, you would say he's good in that he is a superhero, right? He is fighting for good.
He's a billionaire who works with the cops.
Right. So, and a lot of the crap he does.
If he sees somebody mugging somebody, he'll break their ankle.
Yeah, that's right. And also he's set up surveillance on literally everyone in Gotham, not always good.
Right. He keeps kryptonite on hand because he's pretty sure one day he's going to have to kill his best friend.
That's right. Not something a good person does.
Yeah, cool and good. So, but that's the thing is, I always thought that Superman was pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
But objectively, according to culture, he is not. And so these are the things. This is sort of the thing. They would ask people, who's cool and good,
right?
But then they would also give people then they kind of looked at these people that everybody named and sort of looked at their personalities. And then from those personalities, they sort of extracted traits. And then they would ask those people, tell me about this trait. Is it cool and good?
Mm-hmm.
Is it cool and not good? Right?
Mm-hmm.
And so here's what we've got, Jeff. Here's what we've got.
Did we get a word cloud?
We didn't get a word cloud.
Oh, I really hoped we got a word cloud out of this. Venn diagram, maybe?
Like, I mean, I've got some charts and graphs, but they're not as visually interesting as you want them to be.
Nothing
and
cool
I apologize
about that.
for that. Yeah, I'm sorry.
So you're saying the data is good, but it's not cool?
The data's good, but not cool. It's not aesthetically pleasing, which makes it very uncool. But here's what we're going to say. I'm going to tell you some of these traits, and I'll tell you which are considered good and which are considered cool.
All right.
Right?
Yeah.
So, and you can guess too. It'll be fun.
All right.
Here are the 15 traits that differentiate cool from not cool. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff, is being extroverted cool or not cool?
Actually, that's harder than I think because, I would say my gut reaction was to say, yes, it's cool to be extroverted because being really introverted is not cool. But sometimes being too extroverted is just like, just stop, just stop. It's too cool. That's not cool.
Yes.
The guy sitting in the corner of the room with the dark sunglasses, is maybe cooler than the dude standing in the center of the room going, everybody listen to me,
On a scale of 1 to 5, with 1 being the not coolest.
Yeah. I would say
and 5 being the coolest, where do you think it lays?
Extroverted is a 3.
Extroverted is in between 2 and 3. You're right. You're right for cool. Now, is it considered good? I will tell you the answer is no.
Interesting. It's not good.
It is one of the lowest rated traits for a good person. A good person does not necessarily have to be extroverted, according to people.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'll buy that.
Think about what do we consider like as a priest good? Not very extroverted.
I guess I have a hard time.
A monk on the top of a mountain.
Yeah. Yeah. But then there's always that quiet kid in the neighborhood who's torturing puppies, like that.
Sure.
Yeah, that's.
But that kid doesn't have to be introverted either.
That's true too.
How about hedonistic?
I would say not good, but pretty cool.
Hedonistic is considered a little less good.
Yeah.
Than being extroverted.
Yeah, that's right. I would argue with that. There's nothing good about being hedonistic. Hedonism means thinking about yourself first, which is, I think, the sort of antithesis of what is objectively good.
Yeah. It's considered a little bit more, but
super cool.
It is considered cooler than being extroverted. Just a hair cooler.
Really? I would think hedonism is high on the cool scale. You're like,
no.
You're
well,
cool.
Here's what they found. Is all of these traits seem to exist based on cultural norms.
Sure.
Right?
So it varied from country to country? Is that what you're saying?
Well, the idea of hedonism varies from country to country. But like the idea of what is hedonistic. If you ask somebody in Germany what is hedonistic versus somebody in Mexico versus somebody in China,
they're like
versus somebody
long
here.
Pants.
Yeah, it's when you remove the lederhosen. Hedonistic, they found that is one of those traits where it's cool to be a little hedonistic. But somebody who goes out partying all night, all the time, doing a lot of drugs, blowing a lot of stuff off.
Not cool, man.
Not cool. But like a little bit?
Yeah. But like
a little bit?
Maybe you have one cigarette. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Or like the college professor that you find out that lets it slip is doing like a little bit of drugs on the weekend.
Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
I wrote a novel and I also do mushrooms.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, if you're a blackout drunk, not cool. But
not cool.
If you enjoy yourself a cocktail in the corner.
Yeah, a certain amount of hedonism is a little cool, right? Because it shows that, like, don't worry about cultural norms.
Yeah.
Don't worry about what's considered morally appropriate. I'm a little outside of that. I'm not so outside of that it makes you ick.
Right.
But I'm a little outside of that in a way where you go, man, I wish if I knew the right people and, I was a little braver, maybe I'd do mushrooms on the weekend.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That sort of guy.
Yeah.
Is being powerful cool? 1 to 5.
Interesting. Being powerful. I think it's pretty cool. I think people would rate it pretty cool. I think it's a 4.
Yeah.
I do.
A 4.
I mean, personally, that's not like my definition of what's cool, but I do
Mhm.
think that if I'm trying to guess this study, I'm guessing most people think if you've got the ability, you're cool if you can, you know, make things happen. If you're a mover and a shaker, you're cool.
Yeah. Cool, or as far as cool goes, powerful is the least cool so far.
Really? Less
People are
cool
not
than
into it.
less cool than
Than being extroverted,
yeah,
less cool than being hedonistic.
interesting.
People aren't into power. And I checked and I was like, well, is there a huge discrepancy here between weird and non-weird countries? And what you're going to find is there very rarely is.
Hmm.
Between weird and non-weird countries, people's idea of what is good and what is cool seems to be pretty universal for the most part.
It's
Uh,
it's interesting to me too, just using the term powerful, because I feel like the definition can be so different from person to person. Because are you thinking,
sure.
the your senator? Because
Mhm.
obviously not cool, right? Are you
Right.
thinking? Are you thinking? The titan of industry? Are you
Sure.
thinking Bono? What's
Uh,
powerful?
he's powerful enough to put a whole album on people's phones
That's right. That's power,
without them
baby.
asking. Um, I think it's like when people think about good ideas of power and bad ideas of power, I think people do think that, like you're thinking, there are different ways to be powerful.
Yeah.
And going back to our initial metaphor, there's Superman powerful and there's Lex Luthor powerful.
Right.
Being powerful isn't necessarily what makes Superman cool. Being powerful is definitely what makes Lex Luthor uncool.
That's true. That's true.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Now, how about this one, Jeff? Being adventurous.
That's definitely cool. That's
It's
super cool.
extremely cool.
Yeah.
Coolest so far.
Yeah. If
It's
you go out on the weekend and you're rappelling down a sheer rock face,
mm-hmm.
come on, baby, you're cool. You're swimming with sharks. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
It's that Brock life, baby.
Brock life. Brock is the
It's
coolest.
that Brock life.
Yeah.
That is, I will tell you, the coolest trait you can have.
Definitely.
The
Is that
coolest
good?
trait
Is
you can have.
adventurous good, or are we outside the realm of good?
Adventurous is pretty neutral
Mm.
when it comes to good.
Yeah.
People are like, well, you could be adventurous, you can be good or bad.
Okay. All right.
But you're definitely cool.
Yeah, for sure.
There are some other ones there. I don't want to go down all 15 in detail, but what I will say is the most cool you can be is adventurous, open, autonomous, and capable.
Totally get autonomous, totally get capable. Open is a surprise to me.
I don't know. I always, it was very interesting. When I think back to my youthful days as nerd,
Mm-hmm.
as little guy who was not very cool.
Yeah.
I do remember thinking how much cool people were willing to just say about what they liked and who they were. I do remember people just being like, "Oh yeah, I like that." And then if somebody was like, "Well, I didn't like it." They go, "Oh, okay, well I did." And I just didn't have the
I
didn't
get
have
that.
the ability to do that. You know what I mean?
There's
I was
a
so
confidence
afraid.
in that, right? There's a confidence
Yeah.
in the openness that you're getting at. I see that. But I do think there's something cool about an air of mystery. You know what I mean? Like the cool guy that oftentimes the new kid at school is cool because we don't know anything about them. There's I don't know. I feel like openness doesn't immediately scream cool to me. It screams
Sure.
openness feels good.
Yeah.
Openness feels good because you have nothing to hide, right? You're good.
Openness is openness is actually considered pretty neutral in terms of being good.
Interesting.
Yeah, in terms of being good, I will tell you that the highest are, in descending order, are warm, universalistic,
Okay.
agreeable, conscientious.
All right. Universalistic. I don't even know what that means.
Universalistic sort of thinking about how things affect everyone.
All right. Yeah, I get that.
You know?
You recycle.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. In terms of the least cool things you can be, it's actually conforming, traditional, and for some reason, secure.
Huh.
Secure now,
because there's
secure
no
is
risk
just
in secure. Maybe is that what it is? Yeah, that's the opposite of adventurous. Maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I think of it as like having a security in who you are,
right.
but I think it's more. I think it's more in general,
Safe.
a general air of safe.
Yeah. Safe isn't cool. You got to have a little risk. You got to be a rebel, Dottie.
Yeah, the most neutral and closest between the ones with the most overlap are capable. Capable has the most overlap between cool and good. Calm has the most overlap between cool and good.
I get that.
The rest of them are pretty far off from one another. It's very interesting to watch and see because it turns out that there aren't a lot of things that we consider as being cool and good.
It's a difficult thing to pull off, to be both cool and good.
The thing that is considered the most cool and good at the same time is capable.
Yeah.
That's the biggest.
That's interesting.
That's the biggest. And so I think that's really interesting.
Yeah.
And it's also very interesting to see that when you look at the different cultures, right, between weird and non-weird cultures, the things that differentiate the most, because they're basically right on top of each other the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
We basically think similarly of all of this stuff.
Cool transcends borders, baby.
It transcends borders. And I guess good transcends borders.
Yeah.
But there are a couple that have big differences.
Okay.
In weird countries, being calm is considered more good than non-weird countries. Non-weird countries don't associate necessarily being calm with being good.
Interesting.
Which I think is fair. What makes being calm so good about a person?
Yeah.
Why is the expression of emotion not okay?
That's interesting. Calm. Maybe it's an interpretation of what calm is, because I would say calm is sort of the opposite of volatile. So I could understand why it would be good to not be somebody that could be easily provoked.
Yeah. Now I will say none of these differences are huge.
Yeah.
None of these differences are huge, but these are the ones that have the most difference. The other one is being agreeable is considered more good in weird countries than it is non-weird countries. Being agreeable is not necessarily seen as a good trait. Around and I think that comes down to, hey, being able to discuss things, being able to have disagreements.
Right.
I think is something that's more open in maybe these non-weird countries. You know, you think about the United States, it's real tough to have a disagreement about anything in the US right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I can see where being agreeable, sure, it's good, whatever. Now, in terms of cool and not cool, nobody thinks conforming is cool, but conforming is way more neutral a trait in non-weird countries, which I think goes strangely with the agreeability, right?
Yeah.
So non-weird countries are saying like, it's okay to be non-agreeable, but it's cool to conform. Figure that out. Wrap your head around that one.
That is tough. I wonder if it has something to do with democracy versus lack of democracy, where sort of the individual's opinion / vote / position on anything is more valued, or not valued maybe is the wrong word, but more you set yourself apart from the group is more socially acceptable than a country that doesn't have a democratic
Yeah. And
viewpoint.
maybe it's and democratic is an interesting thing. I also think there's an individualistic streak in a lot of these wealthier countries too.
Yeah.
Which maybe helps, right? This idea of like, the joke that the world makes about America is like, my freedom, my individuality, I can do whatever I want. And it's like, we really can't, but it's like, we love to scream that we can.
Right.
So I wonder if that has something to do with it. It's all
Interesting.
very interesting. Do you, looking at these things that people think are cool, Jeff,
Yeah.
how cool are you?
I'm not cool at all. I will freely admit that. I've never have been cool. And
I think you're adventurous
I definitely am
in
adventurous.
ways.
Yeah,
I think you're adventurous in ways.
It's one of my favorite things to be is trying a new thing, going to a new place, doing something risky or, I definitely feel like I'm adventurous, but I don't think it's enough to make me cool.
Well, according to this, it's the most important thing to be cool.
Yeah.
Followed closely by being capable. Do you consider yourself a capable person?
I would say for the most part, I'm capable.
Okay.
I would
That's
say,
fair.
there's certain things I'm less capable in than other things.
Whatever makes you feel good, bud. I think I'm adventurous in ways. I think I'm not adventurous. I don't think I'm adventurous in ways that are outwardly adventurous, if that makes sense. I don't think I'm adventurous in ways that are in ways that people would maybe find particularly cool. Like, you're not going to find a video of me jumping out of a plane the way there's a video of you jumping out of a plane.
Right.
For what reason do I need to jump out of a plane? That's crazy. Is the plane crashing?
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm one of those. But at the same
that
time,
sentence you just said is profoundly uncool.
it's profoundly uncool.
Yeah.
Profoundly uncool. But at the same time, I'll put myself in 100 social situations that you won't put yourself into.
That's true. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or I'm adventurous. I think I've been very adventurous in my life in terms of things like career choices and life choices that maybe people wouldn't have made.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I think you're more capable than me in a lot of senses as well. I think
100%.
You don't have to agree that fast.
300%.
Wait, what are the top good qualities again?
So the top good qualities are warm, universalistic, agreeable, conscientious, calm, capable.
See, I think whatever adventurousness I might have that might inch me toward cool is so rebutted by those qualities. Like, I feel like I am definitely warm and what was the other ones? I feel like the fact that I am
warm, I would say you're warm,
so
you're agreeable.
Agreeable is my fatal flaw, I am definitely an agreeable person who go along to get along type of a guy.
Yes. I think that's probably true.
Yeah.
I think and you probably and because of that, you probably put yourself in situations where you're having less fun and feeling less cool because you've agreed to do things and you're like, oh.
Yes.
I am definitely not agreeable.
I would agree with that.
I am definitely not agreeable.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not warm.
Can I say something? Can I say something honestly? Just completely honestly?
Yeah.
I think objectively you are cooler than I am. I think you are cooler than I am.
Huh.
But by a wide margin, Anthony.
That's just because I'm not like a dad.
Well, there's that.
Like dad,
but I think before we were both dads.
That's one thing they didn't ask. But they weren't like.
But before when we were both not dads, it was still true. It was still true.
Potentially.
Completely.
Potentially. But let me tell you something. It's a low bar, baby.
Fair point.
That's a low fucking bar. Like, am I cooler than you? Great.
That's...
Great. That's not great for either of us, dude.
Yeah.
That's not great for either of us. I think on the thing, it's weird because I do think of myself. I don't think a lot of people genuinely think of themselves as bad people.
Yeah.
I think most people tend to think of themselves as good people, or at least trying to be good people.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with that. That's why it always felt weird that in comic books there was like, we're the masters of evil. It's like, no,
right.
Nobody thinks
nobody
of
says
themselves.
they're the master of evil.
Nah. Yeah.
Nobody. It's like that, but at the same time, it's like that Mitchell and Webb thing with the Nazis, and they're just like, wait a minute, are we the bad guys?
Right. Yeah.
Wait, why do we have these skulls on our uniform?
Yeah.
You know?
Uh-huh.
So I think like, yeah, I don't think anybody thinks of themselves as bad. But when I look at these traits, not very warm, universalistic, I think I am.
Yeah.
I definitely think I think of the greater good.
Yeah.
And it's what makes me so depressed.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not agreeable. I would say I'm conscientious.
Mm-hmm.
I am not calm. So like when I look at these things, I'm like, huh. Am I good guy?
Well,
not cool guy, but maybe not good guy, neutral guy. Am I true neutral?
That's funny to layer this onto like a D&D
yeah.
ratio.
True neutral makes me like a barkeep.
Yeah.
True neutral makes me the guy at the inn who takes your gold. He doesn't say anything else.
Whatever you need.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we have 2 rooms left. It's like, oh, yep, it's you can have one of them. There it is. It's like, ladies and gentlemen, that's a wrap on the fucking barkeep. That's a wrap on the tavern owner. Is that my place in life, Jeffrey?
No, I think
neutral man.
We can over leverage these terms in that, like, these are the qualities that people rate highest, but there's a plurality of other things that all, add up in their teeny tiny little ways to construct your goodness or your coolness. I think, yes, those things are the highest rated, but it's like saying, I have a giant Lego piece or 30 little tiny 1-dot Lego pieces. We can still build the same thing, right?
Yeah. No, I'm just like a waste of carbon. I'm just here to ferry the adventuring party along.
I think you wildly underestimate your own coolness.
You know what, Jeff? That's a very good thing for you to say. Do you want to hear what the most cool things are in America?
The coolest
what America's think?
Yeah.
What do you think America thinks are the most cool?
Like riding an ATV with the sunglasses on.
They actually added one for fireworks.
Fireworks, yeah, that's good.
It was like, oh, are people agreeable? Are they conscientious? Fireworks.
It's just
it's
just a picture. It's just a picture of Kid Rock, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just Kid Rock. It's just Kid Rock. Hey, did you know that Kid Rock's first stage name was not Kid Rock, it was Bobby Fantastic?
Is that real? Is that true?
And if people scream Bobby Fantastic at him on the street, he gets real mad.
We definitely shouldn't do that then.
We definitely but if you ever see Kid Rock, you tell him, I love your work as Bobby Fantastic.
That's how I know you're not good, Anthony.
Yeah, that's how you know I'm very good and cool. The United States, Jeffrey, believes that being extroverted is the coolest thing.
Okay. That seems weird, but okay.
No, I see it. Have you've been the American in other countries, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's like, why are you smiling? Why are you talking? Why are you being so loud?
That's true. Yeah.
What makes you think that you can just come up to me and say things to me?
This makes me feel like I could be cool if I just left here, I could be cool.
but it's only cool here.
Oh, it is only cool.
Now
here.
remember, extroverted means different things in different. I will say the people who value being extroverted the most, surprisingly, Jeffrey, the Germans.
That tracks. It feels like it's rarer there. So
the Germans
relative
love
rarity?
an extrovert.
Yeah.
They love it. And I mean, like, I get it. There's a big party culture in Germany.
Sure.
You want to go out, you want to party, that's extroverted.
Yeah.
You know?
I get it.
The second most cool thing to Americans, this is going to blow your mind, hedonistic. Wow, who could have thought?
Yeah. I mean,
who could have thought that Americans love excess more than anything?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
The coolest thing ever is my TikTok. It's the overlap between hedonism and extrovertedness.
Dude, let me tell you something about Americans and hedonism and excess. Yesterday, I was at the mall doing something very cool, getting a pair of pants hemmed.
Yes. Nothing less cool than the wrong length of your pants.
That's right. That's right. I was getting a pair of dress slacks hemmed like a cool guy.
Yes.
And I passed the store where they sell the Labubus.
I don't know what that is.
You don't know what a Labubu is?
No, I feel like you're putting me on.
No,
Is that a real
Labubu is the most popular thing in the world right now.
Well, that's why
everybody
I'm not cool,
wants
Anthony.
to buy.
I don't know what popular
everybody
things
wants
are.
to buy a Labubu.
Is it a water bottle?
No, but it is popular to the extent that the water bottle was last year.
Okay.
You know that the water bottle was very popular.
I'm just catching up to last year's popular thing, evidently.
A Labubu.
Oh, what? I've
Labubu.
I've literally never seen this before in my life.
Yeah, it's a little guy who
It looks
sort
like
of looks like a Maurice
Monchichi.
Sendak. Yeah, like a Monchichi and a Maurice Sendak book had a baby.
Yes, definitely a Maurice Sendak book. Yeah, for sure.
And the people,
I've never seen this before.
the kids love a Labubu, but not just the kids, the adults.
No, it's definitely got to be the adults, right? That's why these things happen.
Everybody loves the Labubu. And I walked by the Labubu store, which is called Pop Mart. And I went in. Do you know why, Jeffrey? Because I
you
just
hate
seen
yourself?
the Labubus so much that I was just like, should I pick up a Labubu?
That's
I'm waiting for my
conformity.
pants to I'm waiting for my pants to get hemmed. Should I grab a Labubu?
Yeah.
How much does a Labubu cost?
All
Maybe
right.
I should grab a Labubu.
I take back the whole "you're cool" thing that I was insisting on earlier.
Oh, Labubus are very cool and aesthetic right now, Jeffrey.
Okay. All right.
I was thinking that I was going to get a couple Labubus for friends of mine who are insanely into Labubus. And then I could be seen buying a Labubu.
Yeah.
And then I would know more about Labubus. But it was all about the excess. You know what I mean? And the hedonism. That's where America is. America's just like, I'm here to get my pants hemmed and to buy whatever the internet tells me.
Yeah. Oh my God. I recently, just a couple of weeks ago, I went to the Trader Joe's because I needed to get, food. Weird.
Yeah, sure.
Right? Food. And I went right at the opening. My daughter's therapy place is right next to the Trader Joe's. I dropped her off. It's crack of dawn. Go to the Trader Joe's right at opening. And much to my surprise, there was a line around the block for the Trader Joe's. And I was like, what is happening? I've never seen such a thing. Why? And I stand in the back and I'm like, do I have to stand in this line literally just to get some tomatoes and avocados and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
And the guy's like,
do you know what the insulting thing about that is? Even after you go to Trader Joe's, you have to go to a second grocery store.
Oh,
You're not done.
No, but there's things you can only get at the Trader Joe's.
Sure.
So you got to go to the Trader Joe's.
So obnoxious.
Anyway, so I'm standing in the back of the line and there's a Trader Joe's employee who is walking down the line sitting. He goes, if you're here for groceries, you don't have to stand in this line. And I went, there's a reason to be here that's not for groceries? To which he said, oh yeah, no, all these people are standing in line for the tiny little tote bags that we put on sale this morning. that are all the rage on Instagram. And I went, what? And so
I
skirted the
brand.
line and I just walked right in and I saw the person handing out the giant pile of tiny, unusable size tote bags. Like somebody put a shrink ray on a tote bag.
Are people using them for like clutches or purses, or what are they doing
Too
with
small.
them?
I mean, I'm telling you, you could fit like one apple in the and you know, it's very small. It's like an adorable miniature version of a tote bag that evidently the guy goes, yeah, it's a influencer thing. It's trending right now. And I was like, and you know what I thought, Anthony? You know what I thought? Because I'm pathetic and uncool. I thought, do I need to buy one of these tote bags?
Yeah. Do I need one, or
should I get one of these? Are they going to go up in value in some way? Like,
would my wife like one? Would the kid like one? Is this cool?
Am I missing out on the thing that everybody wants?
I probably should have this tote bag. This is what happens when all activities except for commerce are taken away from a society.
Yes, that's correct.
But yeah, so those are the biggest ones in America are the extrovertedness and the hedonism. We love a party animal.
Yeah.
We love to spend money.
That's right.
We love to be loud. We love a cool party guy.
It's Mr. Beast is what it is.
We love Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
We love a Jimothy Beast. But I think this is interesting. And when you look at these traits, you can see why Superman is good and not cool.
And you know what? Can I tell you something? I'll take Superman any day of the week.
That's right. I think I would love to see a place. One thing that I would love to see is I would love to see how these traits and the idea of cool change over a long period of time.
Yes. I would also, I wish this study took into account, you know, the regional differences between these weird countries and non-weird countries, or even individual countries, of like how cool has manifested over time. Did cool arrive in places at a different like that concept? Was it? I mean, because it feels like a very modern concept, right? You were talking about the 1500s, but I really feel like it's sort of post-jazz, you know?
They really do. Yeah, they do talk about that. And they talk about how cool is considered to be really an American concept and an American export.
And I think it takes
happen
media
in the mid-century.
Right, it takes media to perpetuate that concept, right? You don't get cool.
Yes.
You don't get cool in paintings of a portraiture of people. You get cool in photographs of people.
You don't think Jan van Eyck is cool? The things he did with perspective and reflections?
I mean,
you don't like Jan van Eyck? Get fucked. But honestly, if you want to talk about that, the first cool painter was Picasso. And the reason Picasso was cool was because, like you're talking about, he was a master of media. He got himself in magazines.
Right.
He thought about sound bites and being in the media.
Yeah.
And that did get exported to other countries, to the point where cool is a loan word. A lot of these countries use the word cool for cool.
Right. Yes.
Right. They don't use
not their own
there is
term.
no there is no Spanish word for cool. They use the word cool.
Right. Also Picasso, notorious hedonist. I'm not joking.
Notorious hedonist? No, notorious hedonist.
Yeah.
And also, just like Miles Davis,
bad guy.
Terrible guy.
Yeah.
Worst guy.
Yeah.
So I do think this is interesting. It is something that came from America, that came from the 50s, but it came from the 40s and 50s.
I think it requires photography. I think photography is the true birth of cool.
Yeah, and I think it's something that had to spread globally.
Yeah.
But I do wonder, do we consider, if you would ask somebody in the 50s what's cool, and you had given them this list of traits, would they have answered the same way as we do now?
Yeah.
How will people answer?
It's fascinating.
In another 30 or 40 years. You know, we talk, like, one of the things we talked about in the pre-show, patreon.com/wehaveconcerns, is Superman is doing something to make good cool again.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's a lot of stuff going on in society that is making people think about good being cool.
Well, and
right?
Also, I think, a lot of the things when you and I were growing up that were not cool have become cool. Like nerd culture is mainstream culture, right? When we were kids,
and that
being into video games was something that you got made fun of for.
Well, and that comes from an expression of joy in your interests, which is that confidence and that ability to talk about yourself the way you want to, and be able to say the things that you like. Another thing that was very cool when we were kids was just like snark and not caring. And not just like in a way that's like, oh, I'm cool, I don't care if like something bad happens to me, but literally not caring about the world.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Sort of like, who cares? It's all fucked up. It's about me and mine. Right?
Yeah.
Where I think now there has been a change over the last 40 years of this we've, as a world, we lived in excess.
Right.
And now we are seeing what happens when you live in excess.
Yeah.
And when you only care about me and mine. And I think now it's very uncool not to care about what's happening. And I think these things are changing. And so I'd love to see how these traits, particularly things like agreeability.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Or warmth being cool. I would love to see how that changed over time.
I would guess that a lot of it has to do with the when something becomes the majority opinion, or when everybody sort of swings into a place, then what becomes cool is the minority opinion, is the thing that fewer people have. And in order for it to be cool, it has to be a little counterculture, right? It has to be a little, unaccepted. It has to be.
I would bet that the two that never change, the two traits that never change, are probably autonomous and adventurous.
Right. Yes.
I would bet that those two things are...
That's the core.
Linchpins.
Yeah. Yeah. I would agree with that. And so in order to have those, you can't just, even when social norms change and what was once cool becomes the general accepted thing to be, like this snarkiness, or, when that becomes so mainstream that everything is ironic and everything is, it's less cool now. That's just not cool because everybody's doing it.
And that's what I like about these, is they really took these into very general traits that kind of don't depend on trends.
Yeah.
I think some of them do, but I think a lot of them don't depend on trends. And so I think this is a very good, I think, universal list of traits that you can test for cool and good. And I'll be very interested to see if work on this continues into the next couple decades. And also, how long do I have to live before this shit just catches up to me and I get to be cool?
The problem is, I think one of the cool things that makes you less cool is age.
Fair. Yeah. Well, luckily, I'm only getting younger. Hey, thank you, everybody.
Hey, one of the things that makes you both cool and good is supporting this show.
That's right. Everybody who's listening, thank you so much. Sharing the shows with friends, talking about it. That's the biggest thing you can do, because we are an independent show. We are adventurous and autonomous.
That's right.
In that way.
Yeah. We're also
but
doing
we can't
good.
We're doing good. We can't be adventurous and autonomous and good without a little bit of support. So thank you to everybody that's headed to patreon.com/wehaveconcerns. For $1 a month, you get access to our Discord, which is where all the cool and good people are hanging out.
We have one place where cool and good, the nexus of cool and good, and it's our Discord.
Whoa, the cool good nexus. I can't believe we created it. But if you give a little bit more every month, you get a little bit more, including bonus episodes like the opening that we talked about today, and some videos and guest things and all kinds of great stuff. Check it out at patreon.com/wehaveconcerns.